Our next guest is Carolina Tejo. Carolina works at Deba Voice, combining her love of the legal world and communications. Prior to joining the legal field, she received a degree in political science and economics in Miami, Florida, with a focus on international and public affairs. She was a teaching assistant lecturing on government policies, finance, and economics. She served as vice president of the Phi Alpha Delta Law Fraternity and is currently a guest speaker and student mentor for the FIU Alumni Association. Carolina's pursuit of public service came at a very early age. She was 13 years old and began volunteering as a candy striper at Miami Children's Hospital, where she volunteered all through her high school career. She also worked as a camp counselor at a ventilated assisted camp where she thought it would lead to pediatrics, but in a surprise twist, Carolina's career took a different path. She was awarded the Miami Herald Silver Knight Award, one of the nation's most highly regarded student awards programs. The award program recognizes outstanding students who have not only maintained good grades, but have also unselfishly applied their special knowledge and talents to contribute significant service to their schools and communities. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Carolina.
Thank you for having me, Sophia.
Carolina, when did you first become aware of the community board? Were there some issue that brought you to the board meetings?
About 18 months ago, I became a full-fledged New Yorker. After 5 years of splitting my time before New York and Miami. Once settled, I thought that one of my big sort of passions has always been community service, being involved in the community. And just a really quick search landed me on Ben Kalos's website, which led me to some discussions he'd held over at our community board. So I started attending community boards, sitting in the audience, thought it was such a lively discussion. So about this past year, threw my hat sort of in the ring and ended up on the community board. And I thought that it was a really great place to sort of hone your skills, and it seemed that everybody was really passionate about what was going on in the community. So it was a perfect fit.
Which committees have interested you so far?
Through my legal and PR background, communications has always been sort of a passion. But the latest thing that I've really enjoyed working on has been landmarks and our zoning sort of committees. I've had the pleasure this past fall, brought to us by our Manhattan president, Gail Brewer, who's had the leadership development trainings. So we've all gathered, and it's been a lot of a learning curve of sorts, but we've gone over how landmarks and zoning laws work. And I think some of the most interesting parts have been how all these laws are probably going to change in the next decade or so. And being part of the community board is a big experience, sort of how we are part of shaping these laws.
Are there any specific goals you would like to achieve during your service as a member of the community board?
Yes. So as a young woman joining the community board, I think that it's a really great way to contribute proactively to strengthening the younger members of the community to get involved. It seems like we're lacking in young members, and I was happy to sort of take that role and perhaps hone in on these skills and have younger people in the community join groups and let their voice be heard, perhaps through somebody else who feels the same way they do. And I've also learned just leadership skills and making teams more productive and more effective. And it's been a really great way to sort of strategize, especially when we have deadlines. And a lot of times we're faced with really confidential and sensitive sort of topics that come through the community board. And it's a good way for us all to come together.
So it's only been several months now.
Yes.
What are your first impressions? Well, not even first impressions. What are your impressions now of the community board?
Well, first, we're a terrific group. I would say that we're probably the best community board in Manhattan. So all the other community boards have nothing on ours. We're a fun bunch. We have lawyers and doctors and consultants and teachers. We even have a couple of students. So it's always a really great mix, and we have some much animated banter when there's some hot topics on the table. And I think the best part is that no matter the career path that we've taken, I think we're all really passionate about something, and we really stand for it when we have our board meetings.
In your point of view, what value comes from participating on the community board?
Well, the community board serves as a platform for residents to voice their concerns and discuss issues that concern the community. And so working in high-paced environments really is just has brought all forth sort of a keen sense of impeccable attention to detail. And it's been a true pleasure to sort of serve in this community board because we've been able to liaise between government officials, community officials, and the community, which is who the board members represent in its entirety. We are their voice, so it's important for us to be in the know, and so these are the values that we are bringing to the table.
Is there anything else you would like to add or share that I didn't ask you about before?
No, I think I'm really excited to continue in this position and bring forth as many young people in the community to sort of be public members and sit in our meetings because I think they would be really impressed with the work that Community Board 8 has done.
Thank you so much, Carolina, for
Thanks,
taking
Sophia.
the time.
Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely, and for dedicating your time to serve the community. We appreciate it.
It's really my pleasure. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. This has been Get to Know Your Community Board. Thank you for joining us today. Keep an eye out for our interview series with community board members. If you're passionate about serving your community, I highly encourage you to join the next community board meeting.